Hi, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, hello. Hi.
Happy New Year. Um,
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Hanukkah. Or Happy Hanukkah? Yeah. Merry Kwanzaa.
it's
There's a lot of
2024.
stuff.
That's all I know. January 2nd.
Have you messed up writing the date yet anywhere?
I don't really have to write dates anymore. Haven't really had to since high school. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything's on the computer for the most part or on the phone.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
unless you're like filling out some papers, then it. But I probably will mess up if I have to do that. I just can't believe we went from 2020 to 24 like that
Yeah, I mean, that's not exactly how it went, but
for the most part. um, well, how are you?
never had a bad day in my life. Uh, I'm good. I made a good amount of money today. I got a job, everybody. It's been 5 months now,
That it
and it'll
has.
be almost 6 by the time the job actually starts. More than 6, barely.
But you got a
But I
job.
got a job,
Yay.
so
Um, it's always good to have a consistent job. It just sucks that we have to um what's the word I'm looking for? Work all the time. And corporate America. Um
yeah, it's good times.
but yeah, it's the new year. I'm not a big I was talking about this earlier with a few people, but I'm not a big resolutions person. Um I used to do like have like New Year's resolutions, but it was this like, oh, make sure you know, work out 3 times a week. And it was just and when I didn't, it was just I don't know, this like I felt bad. So this year I just have kind of things to keep in mind, stuff that I want to do more of, and not setting any like strict goals or like resolutions.
I like it.
But yeah, and some of the few things that I want to focus on is trying new things, going out on my own, communicating better,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's like the big part of it, and just being active in the way that I want to be active. Um, you guys didn't ask for me to tell you my resolutions. Are not really resolutions, but
This is
I
a
thought it was a good.
pre-recorded show. They don't ask us anything.
I know, but no one asked me. I just started talking. That's what I
That
do.
happens frequently. I'm just kidding.
But I felt like it was fitting to kind of mention things that I want to work on and keep in mind for this year, and we'll see how it goes. If I can do one thing differently every week, I'm gonna try to do that.
I like it.
What about you?
Um, I mean, I'm a live in the moment kind of guy. I've never been big on
Hmm.
resolutions. Um, Mostly because I'm terrible at keeping them. But
A lot of people are.
yeah, I mean, now that I have a job, it's get out of debt and save up to move at some point in this year and finish my last course so I can get my certificate finally. And then, yeah,
No, I mean that's
figure out what I actually want to do with the rest of my life
yeah.
or career, I should say, because that's not going to be my entire life.
Yeah, well, and it's like with careers and figuring out what we're gonna do, it's all like it's like an ongoing process for
It's
the
true.
most part for a lot of us. And I mean, I feel like not a lot of people are like become adults and they're like, I know exactly what I want to do. And if they think they do it, and then they're like, oh, maybe this is not what I want to do. But that's what's cool. You can change, you can pivot. So, but like kind of figuring out maybe what way you're trying to go or where what you're trying to stick to is,
Yeah.
you know, pretty good. But yeah, those are really good things. Like that's stuff like, it's always good to have some sort of dreams and goals and stuff like that, even if they're not specific. I mean, last year, even if you're like, I survived, I did it, I made it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Like last year, I mean, since 2020, it's been kind of hard. Last year was very difficult too, but I did get promoted last year, so I found like that's my positive thing, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, positivity. Just kidding. Not toxic positivity. It's
Oh,
okay to feel your
toxic
feelings.
AF.
But yeah, New Year's resolutions are so fun, but a lot of people don't stick to them, especially like the ones where you work out.
Yeah,
Like
most
going
of
to the
them
gym.
fail.
Yeah, and like January is like one of the busiest months at the gym. Like it's full because everyone has a resolution. I want to work out more. I want to work out like 4 or 5 days a week. They do it
Right.
for January and then it just dies off. So other people who do normally go to the gym, they um like avoid it during January because it's pretty crazy. Um,
It's
what'd you
true.
find out?
Well, so different things. Forbes says that 20% of respondents say they keep themselves accountable when it comes to sticking to their goals or setting a resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Fisher Business College says that only 9% of Americans that make resolutions complete them. In fact, research goes on to show that 23% of people quit their resolution by the end of the first week and 43% by the end of the first month.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like one of those things where you're waiting for January 1st, right? To start whichever resolution. And in a sense, it's doomed to fail that way because why not start December 2nd? Why not start December 28th, you know?
Or any other month
You
of the year.
Yeah, these are just examples. Like if you want to do something like, hey, this is what I really want to do. This is what would fulfill me or, make me feel motivated or whatever it is, then start it. And then you're more likely to keep up with it. And it's okay to take breaks and do all that stuff. But if you're just like, I'm going to wait till a certain day, maybe you'll keep going for a little bit, but eventually you're going to stop whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, those are like, I mean, I knew the numbers were pretty like low,
Right.
but didn't realize they were that low. By the end of the first week of January, people are like,
They
I'm
lack the
good.
discipline.
Yeah. Discipline's such a weird, like, not a weird word, but seems like a harsh word.
Oh, I mean, I was just doing a Star Wars quote.
Oh, well, I don't watch Star Wars. Never seen it. And it just, when people are like disciplined, like, it's always so harsh. Not like you specifically stating that due to Star Wars, but
Yeah.
like you weren't disciplined. I don't know. It seems like so military.
What's wrong with the military? I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't know. Nothing's wrong with the military, but discipline's kind of like, oh, kind of authoritarian, author,
Authoritarian.
Okay, I was on the right path.
Yeah.
But yeah, discipline. I know I mean, you told me it was a quote, but I just had to say something about that word. Stay disciplined. It's just like, what? Like, they could use the word, what's another word for discipline? Stay
Focus, dedicated.
dedicated. Yeah, see, those are better words. But anyways, yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about New Year's resolutions.
And shame me for my word choice. Just kidding.
But yeah, I think people should talk about what they don't want to do instead of what they do want to do. Like, I don't want to continue apologizing for things that aren't my fault or apologizing for no reason. I don't want to waste my time with toxic people. So instead of like, hey, what I do want, like, because maybe sometimes we don't know what we want to do. Like, maybe we're more like, people are more like you. You're more like in the moment, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people do know what they don't want. They don't want certain energies in their life. But yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. Start of the year is always exciting. And it just goes downhill.
Okay, except for like Halloween is the best holiday, and
okay,
when the leaves start to turn
peaks.
yellow and orange.
So there's like this,
the
and
mornings
there's like
get a little bit crisp.
Right, I'm just saying in general.
No.
Okay, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm also not trying to be like, all year is amazing.
No, summer is trash, and we all know it. We just have been trained that summer was good because that's when vacation was every year.
Yeah. I mean, I do want there to be that increase in temperature where it gets warmer, but not to the extent it does in the summer.
Yeah.
I want to feel all the stuff.
It was even too hot when I was a kid, but now with all of that hashtag not global warming,
I mean, yeah.
it's gonna get even worse, and it sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we usually this past summer it was like high 90s. It was awful. Don't want to go outside.
Oh yeah, not at all.
I mean, it's not as bad as Arizona, but it's still not the best.
Remember that time when we went there in May and you were like, let's go for a walk around the block, and it was like 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, we came from a state that was still like really cold for the month of May, and I was like, I need some warmth. And I think that was my first time there.
It was your first time there.
And yeah, it was hot. I was like 90, but okay, let me warm up. But after like a few minutes, I was like, I can't do this. And then we've been back a few times since then, but it is way, way, way too hot there.
Yeah, and it was more like 98, and an Arizona 98 hits way different than a Utah 98 for some reason.
I mean, it's more dry in Arizona, I feel like. And so you're like, like you step out, you literally step outside, and it's not just heat that hits you. It's like a combination of heat and like seems like a lack of oxygen. It just like, it's so powerful. Even when you go inside, like let's say a restaurant where it's really cold, it takes a minute to kind of just calm down, and then you go back out and it's just like this constant back and forth. How do people live there?
Right. Okay, so it is significantly drier, which I knew, I just never knew how much.
Yeah, I could feel it.
But the average relative humidity in Utah is 45%. We'll just go ahead and round up real quick. The average relative humidity in Phoenix is 31%.
Yeah.
So, like a 30% difference.
It is significant. And I honestly think that Utah air is very dry. So going from Utah to Arizona where it's even drier, I'm just like, I can't do this.
Oh yeah.
And I think from now on, we need to start going in the cooler months, you know?
I mean, the cooler months are relative, but yeah.
They
Um,
exist. There's periods of time where it's not as horrible, right? So like, hey, it's colder here. Let's go to Arizona where it kind of like balances out and we get that, you know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, see,
So yeah, I guess we could go for January,
high
and it
of
would be like,
68,
yeah,
like that's perfect. Perfect. Even 72. Like, hey, we want to like we're cold here, now go over there. Can actually take a walk outside. But the dryness still would kill me.
my mom is absolutely wearing like
A
two
winter jacket.
jackets right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 68 is still warm. That's
Oh yeah, that's shorts and a hoodie weather, and the hoodie is optional at 68
but
degrees. Like
it's yeah, it's one of those things
100%
where I can
optional.
still be comfortable. Like, hey, like I want to get away from the freezing here where I'm always like freezing. Go there and I'm like, okay, I can breathe and live here, you know? So I think that's what we want to do next
So
time we go. What's up?
I mean, yeah, we'll do that. What if we winter in like Portland? So we'll stay living here, but then we'll go to Portland for the winter so that we avoid the inversion and all of the super cold for you.
Um maybe in like a decade because we
Damn,
can't
I'm
live
gonna be
in
old in a
we
decade.
can't afford to live in two places. So we're basically like, okay, we'll be in Utah and then in the winter. So we'll have two places to like we can't afford that. We can only afford to stay in one place.
I guess we'll just have to start like selling feet pics or something. Craigslist.
I don't know. Utah's air is very dry for me. And it messes up my lungs, it messes up my face, it messes up my hair.
I know. You're a mermaid and you need to live in the ocean.
No, I don't want to be we're going to look at those temperatures. But anyways,
Oh crap, yeah.
yeah. They looked pretty good, the temperatures. But I don't want to live in the ocean. But I do want like the humidity in Portland is perfect for me. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like in Portland, you know, you get the warmer times, of course, and then it gets cooler, but not terribly cold. You know?
Portland's also probably going to be underwater in like 20, 30 years at this rate.
Okay, well, we'll be old and somewhere else at that point, right?
But what about the family household that we want to pass on to our children and then 17 great grandchildren too?
Yeah, so by the time we notice this happening, right?
Right.
We move, we
Okay.
sell that house
Right.
or whatever, move and buy another one, and then that's left for them somewhere else, wherever we go.
But it won't be the house where our children have all of their memories of their childhood and all the little notches in the thing showing their height over the years.
We can take that out of the house
Oh my
and just
gosh.
take it with us.
Guys, it took
And this is why we have technology. We take pictures of that stuff, right?
it took
And then we
dating
can.
her for 5 years before she stayed in one place for longer than a year.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm like one of those people, like, okay, I do well with a routine and sticking to a thing, but then I also get like bored. I need to change things up, and it's kind of a problem, you know? But I just haven't found that place where I like that's my place. I don't know. And I think that's what it is. When I find my place, stay there and then can still travel and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't like things feeling so like um set in stone.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I guess from my mom. Me and her are the same way. Um and yeah. Like, I mean, I've lived in the same state for 23 years. And yeah, I moved apartments, this and that. And I think it's because for the longest time I wanted to move out of state. And if I had moved out of state a while ago, I probably would have stayed in that state wherever. And that's why I'm like, hey, let's move to this apartment, let's move to that apartment, you know? Although we've actually been in the same apartment just at different times. Like this apartment complex we're in, we were here and then we came back. So it's been this and one other apartment complex.
Well, I know, but like, I hate moving. There's
Who
so many
doesn't?
boxes and lifting, and you like to be on the 17th floor, and
Mhm.
it's always a walk up.
Well, this is why we need a place with an elevator. And I don't want the highest place.
I'm
And
just
this is why
kidding.
we save enough money
To get
to
movers.
get movers. And
I
they can
like
do
it.
all that stuff.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. What did you want to show?
I was trying to find something that I had seen before that may or may not be true. I wanted to fact check it first, but it was some percentage of people, but like a lot of people spend their entire lives from birth until death and die within 8 to 10 miles of where they were born and raised.
It won't be me.
Well, I mean,
Won't be us.
obviously you were born in Montenegro and
Oh, I forgot I was
lived-
even born there. I thought I was
spent
born
part of your
here.
life on a different continent. So
Yeah, I mean not very long. But yeah, I probably won't um die near the place I was born or the place I was raised. Unless somehow we wind back up here in our older age.
this is the place.
I mean, I honestly want to I don't like thinking about death. Like there's only a few things I'm afraid of. One of them is spiders, the other is death. Everything else I'm cool with.
Cockroaches. Point in
Okay,
case.
I mean, it's a category. It's like spiders. But
It's not like spiders,
yeah,
but
I mean
okay.
that's where the category I would put it. Um, where was I getting at? You distracted me. Oh, I want to die I don't want to think about death, but when I die, I want to be somewhere where, you know, somewhere where there's free education, good healthcare, free healthcare, somewhere where people are respected, that, you know, just a very peaceful, safe space. Place.
Why do they have to have free education? You're gonna be dead.
No, I mean, it'll make me in my deathbed when I'm dying, or I don't know if I know when I don't know. But if I'm there, lying there, and I know I'm gonna die, or I feel old and I'm like, oh, I mean, it could happen in the next few years, right? I want to feel that I'm in that
Okay.
place
Okay.
where people are having those rights and freedoms. You know what I mean?
Or we'll move to like Switzerland or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's like, you know, retirement, just go and live it out that way. So yeah. I went deep into that, but
That's what she said.
it's just when you get, I mean, I feel pretty old now, even though I'm young. You just, you know, get tired of the bullshit. And you just, I think another reason why I want to move around, want change, is because I want to find, I mean, I mentioned I want to find my place, but I don't know, I've never really completely fit in anywhere. And I want to find that spot where I'm just like, I do fit in, that place where I do fit in.
Yeah.
And I am able to express myself and I just feel comfortable and it feels right. I think
get you.
everyone wants that. They
Yeah.
just don't know in what sense. maybe it's not moving for them. I don't know. What do you think about that? I know that you hate moving. Everyone does. I hate moving. But if it wasn't the aspect of moving,
Sorry, say the question one more
what do
time.
you like? What do you think of the finding your place in life and like how do I word this? Um, do you feel like you're trying to find your place somehow in the society and life? And if so,
Well,
how?
I mean, yeah, like everybody is deciding the kind of person that you want to be
Yeah.
and what you want to do with your time. Obviously, to be in a society, you have to contribute somehow. So, what is
Right.
that contribution going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh yeah, I mean everybody is,
It just
myself
looks
included.
differently
It
for
just
certain people.
yeah, it just looks different. Some people have outward and inward imposter syndrome. Some people are very good at hiding it, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think everybody has like that fear of not belonging,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just whether or not you show it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like it finding out your place, finding out what you love doesn't have to be as drastic as moving different states, different countries. Even though I don't think that's drastic, it's like it's great to see the world. But yeah, I think we're all just trying to find our place. Like for me, I just like, you know, I want to be weird. I want to be like, and I love weird people. And I just want like a place where it's more accepted and people let you be yourself. And here I feel like it's very, there is a lot of conformity, you know, here in Utah. So,
Yeah,
and I find a hard time trying to be myself. Um, but yeah, that's, thanks for sharing.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, we just wanted to start off this year with a bang. Um,
That's what she said.
and just like talk about just what we're wanting to do this year. I mean, we've talked about it before on this podcast, but you know, it's fresh start. And yeah, change is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Any last words? He's
Um,
not dying, by the way. Just last words for this episode. The heartburn.
she poisoned dinner.
I don't the heartburn might end us. God.
But last words, no. I mean, I would just say, if you are the type of person to set a resolution, do what you can, write it down, share it with us in the comments.
Yes.
But do what you can to keep it this year if it's something that means a lot to you. And remember that it doesn't have to be the beginning of the year in order to set a goal and make steps towards that goal.
Exactly. And it doesn't just have like if you start at this year and it doesn't have to end at the end of this year. Like if you start in the middle of the year, it doesn't have to end at the end of this year. You can keep going into the next year and keep building on these things. Like, hey, like I want to take more pottery classes. Oh, next year I'm going to teach pottery classes. Next year I'm going to sell it, you know? So you can keep building on these things. So I think that's pretty cool. So don't feel like you have to stop at the end of the year or start at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thanks for listening. We love you guys. We appreciate, you know, all the subscribes and likes and follows. If you can
Yeah,
continue like
absolutely.
spreading the word about the podcast, it would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Until next time.
catch you guys later.
Bye.